Welcome to the deep dive. Let's start with a bit of a thought experiment. Imagine you stumble upon one of those old Aladdin lamps.
Okay.
But this genie, right? He doesn't just give you three wishes. He gives you like an unlimited number. What would you actually ask for?
Hmm. Unlimited wishes. That's a big one. Travel the galaxies,
Yeah.
master every skill imaginable, build some huge world-changing company.
Exactly. Just take a second, let yourself imagine it. What would your life really look like if, poof, all your deepest dreams just came true?
It's a fun exercise, isn't it? And, well, magic lamps are probably staying in the stories, but our deep dive today, it's not about wishing. It's about a real system.
Right. We're diving into The Achievement Factory, How to Fulfill Your Dreams and Make Life an Adventure by Andrii Sedniev.
Yeah, and our mission here is basically to pull out the core principles, the actual blueprint, you could say, that really successful people use to turn big dreams into actual reality.
So think of this as your essential guide, a shortcut to understanding how you can fundamentally change things up.
Exactly. And the promise behind this whole framework is pretty bold. It claims it can seriously boost your chances of hitting your dreams, cut down the time it takes, and importantly, put more happiness and adventure into your life.
But what grabbed me right away, actually, was the author's definition of happiness. It's surprising.
It really is. So many of us think happiness is like
Yeah.
a finish line, right?
Yeah.
You get there once you have enough money or the right job or
Right.
whatever.
Yeah, the destination idea.
But the author looks at people like this guy, Jason. He mentions multimillionaire, travels the world, and a national dancing champion. Quite the resume.
Wow. Okay.
And Jason's secret, even with all that, it wasn't about the stuff he had. His take is, happiness is the emotion of progress towards a desirable goal.
Okay, hold on. The emotion of progress, that shifts things fundamentally, doesn't it?
Totally. It's not about having arrived, it's about the feeling you get while you're moving towards something you want.
So how does that square with the advice we always hear, like, oh, just be happy with what you've got?
Well, the author argues that just being content can kind of mean, well, deciding not to be happy, in a way. Because humans, we're wired for growth, right? We naturally want more, want to achieve more. If you stop striving, you might actually miss out on that key feeling of progress. He uses the example of kids playing video games.
Oh, yeah. How so?
Think about it. They get excited, not just when they beat the whole game, but with every little win, getting points, leveling up, beating a tricky part.
Right, those little dopamine hits.
Exactly. That constant sense of moving forward triggers endorphins, those feel-good chemicals. It's the progress that makes it fun and rewarding. So games, in a way, simulate a happy life because they tap into that need for measurable steps forward.
That makes a lot of sense thinking about our own brain chemistry. Measurable progress releases dopamine, which makes us feel good and motivates us to keep going. It's like a built-in reward loop.
And the really crucial part of that definition, the source points out, is the word desirable. The progress only feels good, only brings that real joy if it's towards something you genuinely want.
Ah, okay. Not something you feel you should do, but something that truly inspires you.
Precisely. If there's no real desire behind it, the progress won't light that same fire.
Got it. So if that's the deal with happiness towards desirable goals, what are the core building blocks for this achievement factory? He mentions 3 keys to an exciting life. What's the first one?
Okay, key number 1. Live your life as an adventure story.
An adventure story. How does that work?
The idea is you're both the writer and the main character. You consciously decide to fill your life with amazing stuff, magical moments. You're crafting a story that, when you're 90 telling your great-grandkids, they'll actually be leaning in, excited to hear it.
So it's about being proactive, designing an exciting life, not just letting it happen. I like that. What's key number 2?
Key 2 is to live your life as a competition. But, and this is important, not against other people.
Ah, okay. Against who then?
Against yourself from yesterday. Compete with yesterday's you. Focus on making continuous small steps forward.
Incremental progress.
Exactly. The author really hammers this home. Small, regular wins add up. They're what fulfill the big dreams eventually. Just getting a little better each day in whatever area matters to you. That steady improvement leads to huge changes over time.
Makes sense. Consistent effort compounds. Okay, and the third key, it sounds like it involves stepping outside your comfort zone.
You got it. Live your life as an exploration.
Exploration. So, trying new things.
Yeah. Constantly push your boundaries.
Yeah.
Do things you haven't done. Go places you haven't been. Meet different kinds of people. The biggest breakthroughs, the author argues, usually happen when you step outside what feels familiar and safe.
But isn't that scary sometimes?
Sure, fear is natural. But the point he makes is that most of the time what we fear isn't actually dangerous. The question to ask is, what am I afraid to do but know would bring me real joy if I actually did it? And then go do it. Explore.
That's a powerful reframe for growth. Okay, so adventure, competition with self, exploration. Building on that, he brings in this really foundational idea of self-responsibility. Like, your life is totally in your hands. He uses an analogy, right? About a cold room.
Yeah, the cold room analogy is pretty vivid. Imagine you're in a freezing room. What do most people do?
Complain, probably. Blame the heating, the weather, bad luck.
Exactly. But successful people, they take action. They put on a jacket, grab a hot drink, maybe do some jumping jacks, or just ask someone to turn up the heat.
They focus on what they can control.
Precisely. You can't control the big external stuff, your age, the economy, how other people behave. The only thing you truly control is your own actions.
And the book gives some pretty incredible examples of this, doesn't it? People overcoming massive obstacles.
Oh, yeah. People without legs winning races, people with no formal education becoming respected scientists, folks starting successful businesses with zero capital. The message is loud and clear.
So the core belief is,
It boils down to this. I am 100% responsible for everything that happens in my life. My actions, not my circumstances, create my future. Taking that stance moves you from feeling like a victim to being empowered. You're holding the steering wheel.
which leads perfectly into the next big pillar, belief in yourself. And the classic story here, the one everyone mentions, is Roger Bannister and the 4-minute mile.
Yes, the legendary Bannister story. For literally thousands of years, people genuinely believed running a mile in under 4 minutes was physically impossible. Some even thought your heart would explode.
Fiercely. Explode.
That was the thinking. It was a deeply embedded belief. But Bannister, who was actually a medical student in the 50s, looked at the science. He studied anatomy, physiology.
I realized there was no actual physical reason it couldn't be done.
Exactly. He concluded it was possible, and he believed it so strongly, he publicly said he was going to do it.
And then, May 6, 1954, boom, 3 minutes, 59.4 seconds.
You did it. But here's the truly mind-blowing part, the bit that really illustrates the point about belief.
What happened next?
Within just 46 days, less than 2 months, another runner broke the 4-minute barrier. And within 5 years, 20 more runners did it.
Wow. So what changed? It wasn't human physiology overnight.
It was their belief. Bannister didn't just break a running record, he shattered a psychological barrier for everyone else. Once people saw it was possible, their brains stopped looking for reasons why not and started figuring out how to.
It connects directly to that idea of confirmation bias, right? Your brain looks for proof of whatever you already believe.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Whether you believe something is possible or impossible, your brain will find evidence to back you up. Like Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right.
Incredible. Belief literally shapes reality. Okay, so self-responsibility, belief.
Yeah.
What's next? Unwavering commitment. And there's another great historical story for this one, Alexander the Great in Persia.
Yeah, the burning the boat story.
Yeah.
Alexander arrives in Persia. His army is outnumbered. Things look tough. What does he do? He orders his soldiers to burn their ships.
Whoa, that's drastic.
Totally. His message was crystal clear. We either win and go home in their ships, or we die here. There was no retreat, no plan B. Only winning was an option.
So that illustrates the difference between just wanting something and being truly committed.
Exactly. Saying, I wish I could achieve this means, you'll take it if it's easy, but you'll probably give up if it gets hard. But saying, I am committed to achieving this means you'll do whatever it takes. Failure is simply not on the table.
And the author shares a personal story about this too, right? With some intense certification.
Yeah, his CCIE certification. Super high stakes. He was studying like crazy, 16 hours a day, no job, risked getting kicked out of university. His mom asked him, what's your plan B?
And his answer?
I don't have one. Massing now is my only option. That level of commitment.
And the book suggests having a plan B can actually be dangerous.
It's an interesting point, isn't it? The idea is that having a backup plan can subconsciously reduce the effort and focus you put into plan A. When you burn the boats, metaphorically speaking, your mind has to find solutions. It stops looking for excuses or escape routes. All your energy goes towards making plan A work.
Right. It forces creativity and resourcefulness. Okay, powerful foundations. Now let's get into the practical side, the art of setting and achieving goals. First step, clarifying your dreams. He brings back the imagination exercise, picturing yourself at 90.
Yep. Imagine you're 90 looking back, and somehow maybe that genie did show up and all your dreams came true.
Mm.
What did that life look like? What did you achieve? Who are you with?
What's the purpose of that specific exercise?
It helps you figure out what you really want. And the main tool for this is the 100 dreams exercise. You literally sit down and write a list of at least 100 things you desire.
100. That sounds like a lot.
It is. But the idea is your first 20, 30, maybe 50 dreams are often the more obvious ones. Car, house, travel. The author suggests the really deep, original core desires often start emerging later in the list, maybe around number 60 or 70,
Wow.
once you've dug past the surface stuff.
Okay, so you make this huge list. How does just knowing what you want help you actually achieve it? Is there evidence for that?
There is, actually. Research from Dominican University is quite telling. People who just think about their goals,
Right.
about a 43% success rate.
Okay.
People who write their goals down, that jumps significantly, up to 61%.
Wow, just writing it down makes that much difference.
But here's the kicker. Those who write them down then create action plans and check their progress weekly. Their success rate shoots up to 76%.
76%, that's huge.
It really is. It suggests that just getting clear on what you want is genuinely like half the battle,
Yeah.
at least 50% of success.
So how do we uncover those deeper desires if we're struggling to get past the basics? He offers some magic questions.
Yeah, 3 questions designed to unlock things. First, how would you live your life if you had $1 billion?
Removing the money barrier. Let your imagination run wild.
Exactly. It bypasses that common, I can't afford it, limitation. Second question, if you were guaranteed success, what would you do?
Okay, that one tackles the fear of failure head on. What would you pursue if you knew you couldn't possibly fail?
Right. It gets you thinking about things you might normally avoid because they seem too risky or difficult. And the third one is more about tapping into positive emotions.
What is it?
Remember all the moments in your life when you felt truly alive, excited, and happy. How could you bring more such moments into your life?
Focusing on peak experiences. What really lights you up?
Yeah, it helps you identify the activities, situations, or achievements that genuinely bring you joy and fulfillment, giving you clues about what kinds of goals will be truly meaningful.
And he also stresses setting goals in different areas of life for balance, right? Not just career or money.
Absolutely. He breaks it down into 4 key areas: body and health, career and business, socialization and family, and personal development. The idea is you need goals in all areas because they all support each other. You can't really thrive in one if the others are completely neglected.
Makes sense. A holistic approach.
Yeah,
And this dream list isn't something you just do once and forget about.
no, definitely not. It's presented as an ongoing process. The recommendation is to spend maybe 15 minutes every couple of weeks adding new desires to your list. Your subconscious is always working, and as you have new experiences, you get new ideas, new raw materials for dreams.
Okay, so you've got this big evolving list of dreams. What's next? Prioritization. He calls it paying the price.
Yeah, paying the price. Every goal has cost time, money, effort, willpower. You can't achieve everything all at once. Just like you can't buy everything in the supermarket in one go, you have to choose.
He shares a story about wanting to sing, I think.
Right. He wanted to learn to sing. But his coach basically told him, given his natural ability, it would take about 1,000 hours of practice just to sound okay singing casually with friends.
1,000 hours.
Yeah. And he thought about it and realized, while he could do it, that price 1,000 hours was just too high compared to the value he'd get, especially when weighed against other things he wanted more, like dancing, learning German, growing his business.
So it forces you to ask, am I really willing to invest what's required for this specific goal, especially compared to my other top priorities?
Exactly. And the insight is, if you're truly passionate about a high-priority goal, the price, the work involved, often doesn't feel like painful sacrifice. It actually becomes enjoyable because you want to do it.
Okay, priority set. Now, how do we actually formulate the goals effectively? Specific, measurable, achievable, the SMART framework, essentially. He uses another genie analogy here, the naughty genie.
Yeah, the naughty genie. This genie grants your wish exactly as you stated, with no room for interpretation.
So if you wish for a big change,
You might end up divorced. Or wish for a car and get a beat-up old wreck.
right, the point being, your goals need to be super specific. Like using a GPS, you need a precise address.
Exactly. $50,000 in savings, run a 10K in under an hour, spend a week exploring Rome. Something concrete you can plan towards, track progress against, and know definitively when you've achieved it.
And crucially, the goal needs to be within your control based on your actions, not luck or what others do. And it has to be, well, achievable in theory, Aiming for $1 million next year might be possible. Aiming for it next month if you're starting from zero, probably not realistic without some miracle plan.
Right, grounded in reality, even if it's a stretch.
Hmm.
Okay, so we have specific goals. Now, how do we structure them over time? He talks about a 5-year vision first.
Yes, the compelling 5-year vision.
Right.
He cites research by Dr. Edward Banfield showing that successful people tend to think much further into the future. Your 5-year vision should be exciting, maybe even give you goosebumps. It acts as your North Star, guiding all your shorter-term actions.
A North Star. I like that. But 5 years is a long time. How do we break that down? He suggests shorter-term goals.
Yeah, he argues against only having annual goals because it's easy to procrastinate. And weekly goals might be too short to see meaningful progress. The sweet spot, he suggests, is 1 to 3 month process goals.
1 to 3 months. Why that time frame? It creates a sense of urgency. It's not that far away, but it's also long enough to achieve something significant, something that really motivates you. You break down your big 5-year vision or other large dreams into these 1-3-month chunks.
Okay, that makes sense. Manageable steps. And then it comes down to the day-to-day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The daily task. You break down those 1-3-month goals into clear, measurable things you can do today. This stops you from feeling overwhelmed and gives you those regular small wins we talked about, which are vital for keeping motivation high.
It reminds me of that Mark Twain quote, something about breaking complex tasks down.
Yeah. The secret of getting started is breaking your complex, overwhelming tasks into small, manageable tasks, and then starting on the first one. It's all about making it easy to begin.
Excellent framework. So goals are set, broken down. Now we need to supercharge the action and the mindset. First up, visualization. How does he frame this?
He puts it beautifully. Memories are replaying past events. Visualization is replaying future events. And the fascinating thing is, our brains don't really differentiate much between a real experience and a vividly imagined one.
So when you visualize achieving your goal, your brain kind of thinks it's already happened.
In a way, yes. And that creates a powerful tension, a sort of conflict between your current reality and that imagined future. Your subconscious mind then gets to work trying to resolve that conflict by making the imagined future your actual reality.
What are the concrete benefits of doing that?
Tons. It boosts your desire, sharpens your focus, because your energy flows where your attention goes. It triggers your subconscious to come up with ideas and solutions. And it even programs your brain's filtering system, the reticular activating system, to notice opportunities and resources related to your goal.
Like tuning a radio to the right frequency.
Exactly like that. Suddenly you start noticing things you wouldn't have seen before. The author gives a formula for it.
A formula for visualization.
Clarity of visualization times regularity of visualization equals achieved goal.
Clarity times regularity. So how do we maximize both? What are the practical tips?
For clarity, you need to engage all your senses in the visualization. What does achieving the goal look like, sound like, feel like, even taste or smell like? Make it as real as possible.
Okay, multisensory. And for regularity?
Things like creating a dream board pictures, collages representing your goals, and putting it somewhere you'll see it constantly. And the best times to practice visualization are right when you wake up and right before you go to sleep.
Why those times specifically?
Because your mind is more relaxed and receptive then, closer to the subconscious. It helps program your mind overnight and set your intention for the day ahead.
Makes sense. Okay, visualization covered. Next up, positive thinking. This sounds like the law of attraction stuff, right? You get what you think about.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
The core idea is that your dominant thoughts shape your reality. He uses an analogy from extreme driving courses.
Driving courses.
Yeah. The instructors tell you, don't stare at the obstacle you want to avoid. Keep your eyes fixed on where you want to go. If you stare at the tree, you'll hit the tree. If you focus on the open road, you'll steer towards it.
So focus on the positive outcome, not the potential problem.
Exactly. Your subconscious amplifies whatever you focus on, positive or negative. So the advice is to consciously put your brain on a positive diet.
A positive diet? Okay, how do we do that?
First, wear positive glasses.
Yeah.
Actively look for the good. Focus on the 99% that's going right in your life, not the 1% that's wrong. Cultivate an expectation of good things happening.
Okay, positive focus. What else?
Second, actively feed your brain positive thoughts. Use affirmations, positive statements in the present tense, like, I am attracting success and opportunities. And third, there's a specific technique he recommends called the glaring sphere technique.
Glaring sphere. Tell me more. That sounds intriguing.
It's a visualization exercise you can do anytime, especially during dead time, like waiting in line or showering. You mentally picture a sphere of light inside you, filled with the qualities you want, like confidence, success, creativity, whatever. Then you imagine that sphere growing, expanding out from you, getting brighter and brighter, eventually covering the whole world.
Huh. So it's like amplifying those positive qualities mentally.
Yeah, it's a way to really saturate your subconscious with positive energy and intention. But just as important as adding positive thoughts is getting rid of the negative ones.
Right. How do we manage negative thinking?
Actively block negative thoughts when they arise in your own mind. Literally catch yourself and say, nope, I'm not letting this thought take root.
And what about external negativity?
Be mindful of your environment. Avoid overly pessimistic people, negative news cycles, or anything that constantly feeds you negativity. And, crucially, learn to react positively to all events, even the bad ones.
React positively to bad events. How?
Forgive quickly. Don't hold grudges. And actively look for the positive lesson or opportunity hidden within the negative situation. Business failed. Okay, what valuable lesson did I learn? Flight delayed for hours. Great, unexpected time to read. The event itself is neutral. Your reaction is what you control.
That's a powerful shift in perspective. And linked to that is not letting other people's negative opinions derail you.
Absolute critical. People telling you, it's impossible, you can't do that, that'll never work. Those opinions can be toxic if you let them in.
He gives historical examples, right? Famous inventions being rejected initially.
Western Union turning down the telephone, radio pioneers being dismissed, even the Beatles getting rejected by a record label. The point is, people are often wrong about what's possible. It's your belief and your reaction to the negativity that matters, not the opinion itself. Got it. Don't internalize the no. Okay, moving on to strategy. Having a plan. How important is that?
Super important. Remember that 76% success rate. That came from writing goals down, creating action plans, and checking progress. Having a strategy, a plan, basically creates a roadmap in your brain. It tells your subconscious how you intend to get there.
And he shares a method from that millionaire guy, Jason, for breaking down complex goals.
Right. Jason's approach is to take a big, maybe intimidating goal, like becoming a chocolate producer, and break it down into smaller problems. Then break those down into even smaller problems and keep going until you get to specific, actionable tasks you can do right now.
So it makes the overwhelming manageable, step by step. But what if the strategy isn't working?
Then you change it. A good strategy is a flexible strategy. You have to be willing to adapt. He uses the example of the pine processionary caterpillars.
Oh, what do? They follow the scent of the caterpillar in front of them. Scientists once got them walking in a perfect circle around the rim of a pot. They kept following each other, round and round, even though food was just inches away, inside the circle. They eventually died of starvation because they blindly stuck to a strategy that wasn't working.
Yikes. A cautionary tale about being adaptable, don't be a caterpillar.
Exactly. If your plan isn't getting results, change the plan, not the goal.
Which leads perfectly to measuring progress. Why is simply tracking things so effective?
Two main reasons. First, it's a huge motivator. Seeing progress, even small progress, like the number on the scale going down or checking off tasks, gives you that dopamine hit, that feeling of accomplishment and joy.
The small wins fuel the fire.
Right. And second, measuring tells you quickly if your strategy's working or if it needs tweaking. You can't adjust course effectively if you don't know where you are relative to your goal. Successful people are always monitoring their progress.
Makes sense. Okay, now for a big one. Massive action. What's the core idea here? It relates to physics.
Yeah, Newton's law of inertia. An object at rest stays at rest. An object in motion stays in motion. It takes way more energy to start moving than it does to keep moving.
And that applies to goals how? He talks about a dance class.
Right. He'd taken a break from ballroom dancing, and forcing himself to go back that first time took immense willpower. But once he was there, once he was back in the routine, continuing was easy.
So the hardest part is often just getting started.
Get this. The author suggests over 50% of the total effort needed to achieve a goal is just taking that first step, getting the ball rolling.
50% just to start. Wow.
Yeah. And once you do start, another psychological effect kicks in, the Zeigarnik effect.
Zeigarnik effect. What's that?
It's our brain's tendency to feel uncomfortable with unfinished tasks. Once you've started something, your mind kind of nags you to complete it. It creates an internal push.
So the big message is, take massive directed action and now W. Don't wait.
Exactly. Don't wait for the perfect time or enough resources or when things calm down. The perfect time is now, with what you have. He mentions an entrepreneur named John who needed a job, walked into a mall, started asking in shops, and got hired within 3 hours. Just took action. The philosophy is, fix it along the way.
Don't overthink, just do. And a key part of that action is focus. Avoid multitasking.
Yes. What you focus on gets done. Simple as that. Studies show multitasking actually tanks productivity and ramps up stress. The advice is to practice single tasking. Dedicate blocks of time, maybe 30, 60 minutes, to one task only with zero distractions. Pour all your energy into it.
Focus blocks of work. Got it. And the final piece in this action section, setting deadlines. Why are deadlines so powerful? He uses the college student example.
Yeah. Think about how incredibly productive students can become right before a big exam or paper is due. That intense focus and output. It's almost entirely driven by the strict looming deadline.
It creates urgency.
Exactly. Deadlines force urgency. They push your subconscious to find solutions faster, and they sharpen your focus dramatically. The key is to set deadlines that are realistic, but also a bit of a stretch. And if you miss one, don't beat yourself up. Just set a new one and keep moving. They're there to keep you driving forward.
Okay, great tools for action. Now let's talk about the fuel, the internal engine. Starting with burning desire. This seems crucial for persistence.
Absolutely crucial. Think about those amazing stories of persistence. James Dyson with his 5,126 failed vacuum prototypes. Walt Disney rejected by 300 banks. Agatha Christie getting rejection slips for 5 years. What kept them going?
It had to be more than just discipline, right?
Way more. The author distinguishes between push motivation, using willpower, discipline, maybe fear, which works okay for small, short tasks, and desire motivation. That's when you're pulled forward by an intense, burning desire for the goal itself. It's thousands of times more powerful.
So desire is the real engine for long-term goals and overcoming big obstacles.
Definitely. That burning desire gives you the enormous energy needed to push through failures and setbacks. If you want something badly enough, truly desperately want it, you will find a way. Obstacles become challenges to overcome, not reasons to quit.
So how do we cultivate that level of desire? He talks about a big what, big want, and big why.
Right. For desire to be intense, you need all three. Big what means setting goals that are genuinely large and inspiring. Goals that stretch you.
Like his own MBA goal, aiming high.
Exactly. He aimed for a top 10 MBA, even though he was the youngest applicant. Big goals carry big energy. They make you do things you wouldn't bother doing for smaller, less exciting aims.
Okay, so aim high. What's big want?
This means the goal has to be yours, something you genuinely want deep down, not something you feel you should want because of parents, society, or keeping up with the Joneses. If it's a true want, you'll feel excited about it. If it's a should, you'll probably procrastinate and lack energy.
Authenticity is key. And big why.
This is your compelling reason. Why do you want this goal? The advice is to list out, in detail, all the pleasurable rewards of achieving it, how good you'll feel, what you'll gain, and all the painful consequences of not achieving it. What you'll miss out on, the negative feelings.
Using both pleasure and pain as motivators.
Yes. Sometimes avoiding pain is an even stronger motivator than seeking pleasure. He even suggests intentionally amplifying the pain sometimes, like wearing clothes that are too small if your goal is weight loss, as a constant reminder of the discomfort of not achieving the goal.
Interesting technique. And there's a quick test for desire strength, the emotional visualization test.
Yeah, it's simple. Visualize having already achieved the goal. Really step into that future reality. Now check your emotions. Do you feel genuine excitement, joy, goosebumps, an inner smile? If the visualization doesn't spark strong positive emotions, your desire probably isn't strong enough yet, and your subconscious might resist the effort needed.
A good gut check.
Okay.
Okay, another way to fuel the engine. Enjoy what you do as an exciting game. This connects back to passion.
It does. He mentions a study by Srili Blotnick on millionaires. Out of 101 studied, 100 had prioritized doing work they were passionate about first, and the money followed. Only one had prioritized money above passion.
That's a striking statistic.
It really underscores that joy is a much better, more sustainable fuel than pure willpower. If you actually enjoy the process of working towards your goals, you'll be more productive, more persistent, and ultimately happier along the way.
So find ways to make the journey fun, like turning tasks into games.
Exactly. Make it entertaining. Set mini challenges, race against the clock, find ways to inject playfulness into the work.
Cool idea. And then there's success breeds success, like the casino effect.
Yeah, the casino effect. Casinos sometimes let you win small amounts early on, right? It gives you a taste of winning, makes you feel confident, and encourages you to keep playing.
So small wins build momentum and confidence.
Precisely. Every little achievement, every small success adds to your internal self-confidence and motivation piggy bank. It builds belief in your ability to succeed. That's partly why people who've been successful before, like millionaires who go broke, often bounce back. They remember being successful and have that underlying confidence.
So the practical takeaway is to aim for small, consistent wins every day.
Yes, one more push-up than yesterday. Learn 5 new words. Make 1 extra sales call. Those small, regular achievements constantly top up your motivation and self-belief.
Makes sense. What about external support? Building a support system seems important too.
Hugely important. He suggests a couple things here. First, a success log and virtual support group.
Okay, success log first. What's that?
It's about actively recalling your past successes. Times when you really knocked it out of the park, felt like a rock star. Write down a list of your major achievements, big and small, and keep it visible. It reminds you of what you're capable of.
Okay, tapping into past wins. And the virtual support group sounds intriguing.
This involves recalling specific moments when people genuinely believed in you and encouraged you. Remember their words, their confidence in you. You create this imaginary group of supporters in your mind that you can call upon for a confidence boost whenever you need it.
That's clever, using memory to build present confidence. And then there's actual, real-life support.
Of course, the support of other people.
Oh,
He shares his experience trying to learn karate from a book total failure. But when he joined a school with instructors and other students, he thrived.
the power of community and connection.
Exactly. Positive interaction with others who share your goals or support your journey acts like charging your internal battery. So, seek out mentors, join mastermind groups, connect with like-minded people online or offline. Don't try to do it all alone.
Great advice. Okay, finally, let's talk about the last 5 minutes of the day. He calls this a power ritual. What does it involve?
2 key things.
Yeah.
First, celebrate success and reward yourself. Every single day, acknowledge what you achieved, even the small steps. Praise yourself internally, maybe do a little fist pump or winner's dance, whatever works for you. Or give yourself a small, tangible reward.
Why is that daily celebration so important?
It creates a strong mental link. Completing tasks equals pleasure. It's like training your brain, conditioning it to associate action and achievement with positive feelings. This makes you more likely to repeat those actions.
Like training a dolphin with fish. Okay, celebrate and reward. What's the second part of the ritual?
Daily progress and daily plan. Spend those last few minutes reviewing what you accomplished today, and then this is key. Meticulously plan your tasks for tomorrow.
Planning the night before, why is that better than planning in the morning?
This is where it gets really interesting. When you plan your tasks the night before, your subconscious mind actually works on them overnight. It starts processing, making connections, generating ideas on how to tackle those tasks most effectively while you sleep.
So you wake up with a clearer head and maybe even some new insights.
Exactly. And part of that nightly planning is identifying the single most important task for the next day. Then, make it your priority to tackle that task first thing in the morning with focused energy.
Eat the frog. Okay, that's a powerful routine. Now the final section, the idea lifestyle, fueling constant growth. This is about keeping the ideas flowing.
Yeah, because fulfilling dreams depends entirely on generating ideas. Ideas for what you want, ideas for how to achieve it, and ideas for what comes next. It's a continuous process.
And the top technique for this is think and rest. How does that work?
It's really effective. You consciously focus on a specific problem or question for a solid block of time, say 30, 60 minutes. Brainstorm, write down every single thought, good or bad. Then, the crucial step. Consciously forget about it. Let it go.
Let it go. But doesn't that stop the process?
No, that's the magic. Your conscious mind stops, but your subconscious mind keeps working on it in the background, 24/7, making connections your conscious mind might miss. Then, occasionally, you briefly revisit the problem for just a few minutes to reactivate the subconscious process. Doing this right before sleep is apparently extra powerful.
Letting the subconscious do the heavy lifting. I like it. What else fuels ideas? Exposure to new things.
Absolutely. Ideas are fundamentally just new combinations of existing elements. Think of experiences as Lego bricks. The more varied and numerous your bricks travel, meeting new people, learning new skills, reading widely, the more creative and interesting structures your brain can build.
Like Steve Jobs talked about connecting the dots from diverse experiences like calligraphy later on.
Precisely. Actively seek out novelty and variety to give your brain more raw material to work with.
And finally, creativity isn't just a gift, it's a muscle.
Exactly. It needs to be trained. The author tells a story about math class, how he wasn't naturally gifted, but through sheer consistent practice, he ended up outperforming the student everyone thought was brilliant. He built his math muscle. It's the same with creativity.
But the more you practice brainstorming, thinking divergently, generating ideas, the better and faster you get at it.
Yep. Consistent effort builds creative capacity.
Fantastic. Okay, what an incredible system. As we wrap up this deep dive, let's maybe do a quick recap, a final checklist of maybe the 5 most impactful principles from this achievement factory.
Okay, 5 key takeaways to really focus on. 1, set specific and measurable goals. Clarity is king. It seems basic, but it's foundational for everything else.
Got it. Number 2.
2, visualize your goal clearly and regularly. Remember that formula. Clarity X, regularity, achievement. Really embed that future success in your mind.
Okay. 3.
3, master the last 5 minutes of your day. That ritual of celebrating progress, rewarding yourself, and planning tomorrow taps into powerful psychological drivers,
Right.
especially planning the night before.
Crucial routine. Number 4.
4, use think and rest for idea generation. Let your powerful subconscious mind work for you around the clock by consciously focusing, then consciously letting go.
Leverage the subconscious. And number 5.
5, take massive focused action. Remember, inertia gets started. Overcome that initial resistance and practice single tasking for maximum impact. Don't wait, just begin.
Excellent summary, and always remember that core message. Your life is in your hands. It really puts the power back with you, doesn't it?
It absolutely does.
And maybe one final thought to leave everyone with, something provocative from the source itself. The poorest man in the world is the man without a dream. The most frustrated man in the world is the man with a dream that never becomes reality.
Wow, that hits hard. So the real question for you listening right now is, what dream are you going to choose to activate today? Knowing that happiness comes from the progress and knowing you've now got the tools to start building your own achievement factory.